All right, let's dive right in. Today we're breaking down what could be a massive real estate opportunity in the UAE, all based on a really deep analysis by Swiss economist Dr. Pooyan Ghamari. We're going to explore what looks a lot like a ground floor chance to get into the next big chapter of Gulf real estate.
So, let's just start with this question right here. Imagine you had the chance to invest in a project with the same kind of thinking that turned Dubai's Palm Jumeirah from a wild idea into a global icon. That's really the core concept we're unpacking today.
You know, every so often, a project comes along that does more than just make money. It actually signals a whole new era for a region's property market. And these are the ones that are built not just on a plot of land, but on a really powerful vision for the future. For the longest time, the UAE property story has been all about Dubai and Abu Dhabi. But as those markets get more mature, the returns start to shrink a little. And that's exactly when savvy investors start looking over the horizon, trying to find that next pocket of high growth.
And that horizon? It leads us right here, to Ras Al Khaimah, or RAK as it's known. See, while everyone was looking one way, this emirate was quietly getting itself ready for a major breakout. It's all being driven by a super clear government plan for tourism and one huge catalyst, the Wynn Resort. Its arrival is basically a giant signpost saying something big is happening here.
And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. On one hand, you've got the established players, like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, mature markets trying to sustain their value. But then you look at RAK, and it's a completely different game. We're talking early innings, undervalued potential, and a laser focus on transformational growth. It's a whole different kind of investment. Now, to really get this opportunity, you have to understand the location. Look, this isn't just about one building. It's about where it lives, and its home is Marjan Island. This whole island is a master plan project, and it's much more than a pretty place. It's an economic engine designed to launch Ras Al Khaimah onto the world stage.
So here's the key idea, the strategy behind the island. It's built as a destination ecosystem. Think of it as a modern, smarter way to plan a city. Every single piece, from the fancy homes to that massive Wynn resort, is designed to support everything else. It creates this amazing cycle of demand and value that's just so much stronger and frankly safer than any project standing on its own.
And here's what that looks like in action. It's like a powerful flywheel. First, you lay the groundwork, all the essential infrastructure. Then, you drop in a huge anchor attraction, a real magnet like the Wynn. That, in turn, fuels the demand for high-end properties. And each step just pushes the next one, creating this self-powering engine for growth. So all of that big-picture strategy leads us directly to the project we're focused on, BNW Taj Wellington Mews. Now, the developer, BNW, they're relatively new, but their game plan is crystal clear. They're here to compete on vision, not just on the number of units they build. They're all about creating unique, design-forward projects for a global audience.
And you can really see this vision in the details. It's this cool blend of British elegance with a modern Gulf style. But look closer, because every single feature, from the spa to the co-working spaces, is tied directly to the financial logic. These aren't just nice-to-haves, you know? They're actual tools designed to justify higher rental prices and bring in all kinds of tenants, from long-term residents to short-term visitors. Okay, so that's the project. Now, let's get into the real heart of Dr. Ghamari's analysis, the investment logic itself. And really, it all comes down to three key things working together in a pretty powerful way. Number one is all about timing. It's about getting in on the ground floor of Al Marjan Island's growth story. Second, you've got to understand that lifestyle is the asset here. You're not just buying square footage, you're buying into an experience, and that experience demands a premium. And third, it's just a smart way to diversify your portfolio away from the Dubai market. And hey, this isn't just a theory. The data platform ALand put this project through its super tough 100-point assessment. And just look at these scores. A perfect 15 out of 15 for location strength. That's incredible, and almost perfect for the product itself. This gives us a really solid data-backed view of how strong this project's fundamentals are.
So what does that all add up to? A final score of 82 out of 100. And the platform's takeaway here is super clear. Strong performer with strategic upside. Let me put that in perspective. In an assessment this rigorous, any score over 80 is considered exceptional. It tells you this project isn't just solid, it's got some serious potential.
So, let's just quickly nail down the big wins here. You've got that prime spot inside the destination ecosystem we talked about. It's perfectly aligned with Ras Al Khaimah's huge push for tourism growth. And it's a perfect fit for global investors who are also looking for residency through their property investment.
Of course, you always have to look at both sides of the coin. The analysis is very clear about the risks you need to keep an eye on. Because BNW is a younger company, you've got to watch the execution and delivery. The resale market in RAK is still developing, it's not as liquid as Dubai yet. And all those premium amenities mean higher running costs, which could squeeze your net returns if they're not managed perfectly. So, after all that, what does this actually mean for you? Let's make this practical. Who is this kind of opportunity really for? The analysis breaks it down into a few clear investor profiles. This chart does a great job of showing who the ideal investor is here. It's a huge fit for people focused on yield because rental demand is just set to explode as the island's attractions come online. It's also for anyone looking for that long-term capital growth by getting in early. And of course, it's a natural fit for residency buyers and those looking to diversify their investments.
I think Dr. Ghamari's conclusion just says it all. This isn't just about buying an apartment. It's about getting a strategic foothold in the next big wave of real estate growth in the Gulf. It's about putting yourself right where the big economic trends meet on-the-ground execution.
And that really leaves us with one last question to chew on. When you see an opportunity like Marjan Island, an opportunity that really echoes the early days of other iconic developments, is the real risk the investment itself? Or is the bigger risk just waiting on the sidelines for too long and missing it? Definitely something to think about.